Congratulations to Naomi and Jimmy Uso. Naomi, she is like one of the greatest assets to the women's division we've ever seen in the last 5 years, okay? Naomi is very talented. That promo that she cut on Adam Pearce, holy shit, right? That's why she's a champion, okay? She deserves it. However, Jimmy Uso, you are still stuck in the mid-card division, in the undercard division, whatever you want to call it. You are still floundering underneath the shadows of Jey Uso, your little brother, and your wife. And I do think there's an opportunity here for the WWE to leverage this into something worthwhile, okay? Because look, Jimmy Uso's career right now, right, is plummeting, okay? It is forever stuck in the mud. And honestly, him having a baby and getting stuck in some mud, if you know what I mean, the baby's gonna be super kicking Naomi's tummy for 9 months, and boom, he's gonna pop out, whatever. He's gonna win a couple championships, whatever, okay? But what about Jimmy, man? Right? Jey Uso, he had his success. His wife had her success. Roman Reigns had his success. Right? But then you have Jimmy Uso here just floundering, bro. With nothing. Okay? This feels like an episode of Maury. But the direction that we're going in, it almost feels like Jimmy Uso is forever going to be a jobber. Now, they have an opportunity here, right? In respects to the baby, they have an opportunity here to create cinema. One thing Jimmy Uso did great within the last year is slapping Gunther. That fire that he had in that slap, that promo, you know, that brother's keeper type of gimmick, that side of Jimmy Uso is gold. Now, the WWE creative team can utilize that type of side of Jimmy Uso, right? And give him the same type of edge with the angle of being a baby father. Jimmy Uso should have this attitude, this wits about him, to be like, I will do anything in my power, lie, cheat, and steal, to provide for my child. Now, this type of angle shouldn't be so on the nose. Okay? He shouldn't just be beating people's ass backstage and just, you know, oh, I'm going to take your shit. I have a child to feed, right? I have a newborn baby on the way. No. Jimmy Uso should have these matches where he is almost cheating, right? Borderline cheating, borderline heel type of tendencies planted within the match, right? Sprinkled throughout the match. Okay? Now that should follow up with segments with his brother confronting him about it. What are you doing out there? Why are you cheating? You know, why are you going about these matches in that certain manner, right? Almost creating this mystery, right? This engagement factor for people to be like enticed into Jimmy Uso's mind, right? It shouldn't be on the nose. Let the fans seek it out. Let the fans figure it out. I don't think people are realizing Jimmy Uso in the ring, he is way better than his brother. On the mic, he is way better than his brother. Okay, charisma, Jey Uso takes that, all right? He's got way more charisma than his brother. The thing that stands out to me with Jimmy Uso, there's just this certain air about him, right? This certain aura that's like, oh shit, this guy can actually win the World Heavyweight Championship and people can take him serious. Now, whether that's because he's the bigger brother, doesn't matter to me, right? I want to see Jimmy Uso get his flowers for once. It not only keeps them in the spotlight, right? But honestly, it just gives Jimmy something to do, right? Jimmy Uso should have ambitions. More ambitions to be the top guy, to be the next WWE champion, the next US champion. Whatever it may be, just have the ambition, man. I don't think I see the ambition in his eyes. You know? With Jey Uso, he had the ambition to find Yeet, right? And run with it, right? Create something around that word. But Jimmy Uso, it just seems like he's just clapping for everybody backstage while he takes the back seat. And he's just okay with it. In the WWE Unreal documentary, that is mostly what I saw from him. Him clapping for everybody, dapping up his brother. Look, there is nothing wrong with being proud for your loved ones. However, it kills me to see Jimmy Uso being treated like fucking old news. He is forever stuck in this Uso hell, in this Samoan hell. The guy has to get his flowers one way or the other. Right? I'm sick of fucking seeing this guy in the shadows, his wife winning, and just him just clapping it up like a fucking idiot. You know? Jimmy Uso, he needs to have these segments, okay, with Naomi on the phone, right? And him just getting bad news, or like within his face. It doesn't have to be like, you know, outright him saying it's bad news, right? Just showing that emotion that he's getting bad news. He's receiving bad news over the phone. Right? Maybe, okay, now this is crazy. If you want to be very convincing, make it work. Put out some dirt sheets of Naomi's baby. She's going into labor. The doctor's having problems. But that's wild, okay? That is some Vince level work, okay? They're probably not going to do that. But, you know, if they want to, hey, the reality is people will actually be engaged into that storyline more than whatever the fuck is going on right now with Jimmy Uso. All right? So the point is, I want to see some phone call segments because it is very interesting to me. You know, I love Jimmy Uso. I love the way he slapped Gunther across his fucking face. That was some G shit. You know? And I truly think there's this fire. You know, there's this serious edge to Jimmy Uso's character that we have to display. None of this yeet, no yeet bullshit. He doesn't even need a catchphrase, man. Right? That is how convincing he is to me if he taps into that energy, you know? The brother's keeper energy. Now that type of energy just needs to be applied to his baby. Right? Having that protector, provider, you know, like, oh, I'll do anything for my baby type of gimmick. Right? Fighting for my family. That is the gimmick that he should have. Not this bullshit, oh, no yeet, I'm just floundering, I'm just a Uso. Come on, bro. Like with Naomi, she elevated past the Funkadactyls. She elevated past. Most of you guys probably don't even fucking know the Funkadactyls, but I do. Right? I used to watch that shit. Brodus Clay, Naomi, it's called Ariana, right? Whatever the hell her name is. Dancing in red, boom, with fucking strobe lights. But Naomi broke out of that. She became the champion. She won the Money in the Bank. She did great things, man. She cut great promos on her own. That is what Jimmy needs to do. He needs to fly away. All right? From the nest of Usos, he needs to fly away, man. I am sick and tired of seeing him just take the back seat to everyone else, man. All right? This is the perfect opportunity for him to win something substantial. I am not saying he needs to win the fucking WWE Championship right away. No. Make him win the US title. Make him win the IC title. Right? The US title is probably most likely because it's right there. Your fat ass cousin has it, goddammit. Or his brother. Right? Take it from Solo, please. Right? Maybe make Solo turn face, Jimmy turn heel, because this gimmick, right? This protector, this baby father type of gimmick, to be honest, it only works when he's heel, right? That aggression only works when he's heel, right? Now, look, I'm very big on The Walking Dead. I've been watching The Walking Dead for years, man. And do you guys remember when Rick, he turned into this provider type of figure, this aggressive character, when Carl got fucking, basically attacked by this grown dude. Kane tried to do very bad things with him. He turned into this aggressive character, man. That is the energy that Jimmy needs. That is the character he needs to play. Okay? Maybe you start off with a little, him having just random matches against fucking Fraxium. Or, a tag team with his brother or something, But then you see this edge, you see this physicality, you see this aggression where it's like, oh shit. Jey Uso's like, Jimmy, like, what are you doing, man? Just little snippets, man. There needs to be some sort of storyline here, man. Please push Jimmy Uso. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for sticking through. I hope you guys enjoyed. Okay? Now, it all depends on Jimmy Uso's ambitions, like I said. If he is willing to pitch that idea to the creative room, right, to the creative team. Now, if he doesn't and he wants to stay in the Samoan Uso hell, it's up to him. I appreciate you guys for sticking through, man. Truly. You guys already know who this is. The high rise living. Work, wife, silly. Intern. Cjax.